Narayan. Welcome to my channel. This is the first video of this particular channel, and I request you to read the description in the about section so you will know what kind of videos to expect from now on. The sole intention of this channel is to enhance the cause of Dharma and Dharma in its true and original sense without any trace of duplicity in it. So this is all about, I bring in the first video and I discuss a small question, very interesting question that appears in the episode in the discourse between King Yudhisthira and Narada Muni. This episode appears exactly after the end of Rajasuya Yagya of Yudhishthir and the beheading of Shishupal by the discourse of Krishna. So Yudhishthir has a doubt and he presents it to Narad Muni. He says, we've all known King Vain of past used to be a blasphemer of Narayana. And Shishupal was also a blasphemer of Narayana, of Sri Krishna, who was none other than the incarnation of Narayana. So he said both of these perform similar deeds. Why is the fruit different? Vain was hurled down to hell by the curse of the Brahmanas, whereas Shishupal got absorption in Krishna. Why is that? What is so different about Shishupal? So kindly explain this to me. Very interesting question. Narad Muni brings in a very unique perspective. He informs us of 5 specific means through which we can acquire Krishna, and he puts emphasis on one single means which is faster than the other 4. He informs that the jiva falls into a delusion the moment it identifies itself with the body. Now we all assume our body as the soul. So this is the grand delusion that we fall in. And then the moment we fall in this delusion, we have preferences. We have duality. We have joy, sorrow. We have honor, dishonor. We have praise, dispraise. We have preferences. We have aversion. So all these 2 scales dictate all our decisions. There is nothing of such in Sri Krishna, because he is a single witness of all sentient beings. He is a single inner controller of all sentient beings. So there is none besides him. He is one without the second. So we cannot ascribe anything of such duality in him. He does not love anyone, nor does he hate anyone. He does not have any preferences and he does not have any aversions. His only goal is to liberate all the jivas who are qualified. And then he brings in 5 interesting ways whereby all human beings can acquire absorption in Krishna. The first one is concupiscence. Concupiscence is lust. Now he brings in the cowherd woman of Vraja, the gopis. Now the gopis thought of Krishna as their paramour, they thought of Krishna as their lover, as their husband, and that is how they constantly used to think of Krishna, 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 while cooking, while dancing, while walking, while bathing. They used to think of Krishna alone, and that is why they could not perceive anything else. And that is how they got completely absorbed in the thoughts of Krishna. And at the time of death also, they acquired Golok when they died, the realm of Krishna. So this is what complete absorption in Krishna delivers. The second is fear. We have Kansa. Kansa heard a prophecy when his sister Devaki was married to Vasudeva and he was walking them to his home back. Kansa heard a prophecy that the 8th son of Devaki will kill you. So Kansa lived in constant dread of this 8th son who was Krishna. He knew that Krishna has somehow escaped me, and he used to constantly think about Krishna. How will he kill me? When will he kill me? Is he a mortal? Is he really Vishnu? Is he really the incarnation of Narayana, as Narad Muni tells me? Is he really the holder of divine weapons, divine missiles? How will I avert my death? So he used to constantly think of Krishna, Krishna, Krishna by the means of fear. And when he was killed by Krishna, when Krishna came from Vrindavan to Mathura in his 11th year, he got completely absorbed in Krishna because he only thought of Krishna alone. He could not perceive anything else. The third is affection. Affection is, Narad Muni brings in the family members, the Vrishnis and the Pandavas in particular. He says, you all are lucky to have Krishna as your family member, because you live with him, you eat with him, you sleep with him, you go to the woods with him, you laugh with him, you cry with him, you joke with him, and you have built so many memories. You see him alive because you see him as a human being, but he is actually an incarnation of Narayana himself. So that is how they all got developed supreme affection for Krishna, and they got completely absorbed in the thoughts of Krishna and acquired his divine realm after their death. So this is the third way. The fourth way is bhakti, devotion. Narad Muni says, saints like us, the rishis, the saints, the sages, the hermits who live in hermitages, who lives in the wood, having renounced domesticity, having renounced worldly life, they all constantly meditate on the feet of Krishna. They all constantly meditate on the divine form of Krishna, the physical form of Krishna, and that is how they constantly remain engrossed in the thoughts of Krishna. They do not perceive anything else except Krishna, overflowing love from their heart, overflowing tears from their eyes. They can only feel that love, and only they know, and Krishna knows the love between each other. So that is how the rishis and the saints like Narad Muni, he said, we all get absorbed in Krishna by the means of meditation, by means of constantly dwelling on his leelas, on his incarnations, on his avatars, and what he did and how he did it. And the fifth one is enmity. Enmity is where Shishupal comes in. Now, Shishupal hates Krishna so much that he could not think about anything else except Krishna. It's a very interesting way to acquire God. Now, Shishupal's marriage, I bring in one perspective. Shishupal's marriage was fixed with Rukmini. Rukmi is the elder brother of Rukmini. Now, Rukmi wanted his sister to marry Shishupal. Rukmini wanted to marry to Krishna. Even Rukmini's father wanted to marry her to Krishna because Krishna's fame had reached the entire earth. So, a day before marriage, when the festivities were on in his realm, Rukmini had to go out of the palace to complete some ritual and go to their local deity in the temple, and that is where Krishna goes and abducts her, brings her to Dwarka, espouses her, and solemnizes their marriage. And Rukmi, Shishupal, even Jarasandha, and many other kings could not do anything. They fought with Balram and Krishna, but they lost the war, and they could not do anything. So the hatred in the heart of Shishupal grew to exponential proportion that he could not contain that hatred at the time of the Rajasuya Yagya. So he started blaspheming Krishna in front of all the gods, the divine rishis, the kings who had assembled for the Rajasuya Yagya. Almost all the kings of the earth were there. And in front of everyone, he started to blaspheme Krishna. And he could not think anything except Krishna. So that is how he got completely absorbed in Krishna by the means of hatred. And he hated him so much that he forgot himself to Krishna. He forgot that where was he, what was he saying, he forgot everything, and he only concentrated with a one single fixity of mind on Krishna. So that is how he got completely absorbed in Krishna and he attained his divine realm. So even Krishna killed Shishupal, but Krishna actually did not punish Shishupal. Krishna actually showered his blessing on Shishupal because Shishupal attained his own realm. Whereas it is not easy for even for saints. Narad Muni says that it is not easy for saints who meditates on his lotus feet for thousands of years to achieve Krishna. And Narad Muni concludes that hatred is the best means of achieving Krishna and his realm, because hatred is so effective in the means that you actually, when you hate someone, you don't think about anything else, and there's glory in hating God. It's a very interesting thing. So Shishupal hated Krishna himself, and there is so much glory in hating him that he actually got absorbed in him. So Krishna is so benevolent that he even showers his blessings. He bestows the best realm, the best divine realm on his devotees, even if they hate him. So it's a very interesting paradox that Narad Muni brings in, and this is what the question is all about. This is a prelude to the story of Jaya and Vijaya, which is another long story. So I end up here, and if you're keen to listen to such interesting topics, interesting esoteric wisdom from all these scriptures, I'll bring you interesting single questions from many Purans, Mahabharata, and everything which I've all read. And if you're looking at such interesting subjects, you can subscribe. You can consider subscribing to my channel. Let me know what in the comments how do you like the subjects and the discussion. But most of all, I want all of you to follow Govardhan Mutt, the channel called Govardhan Mutt on YouTube, because that is where lay complete wisdom. It is the channel of my Guru Shankaracharya of Puri, and he is wisdom incarnate. In Kali Yuga, you don't get any guru like him. So I sincerely urge you, even if you don't follow my channel, it's okay. But I want you all to follow Govardhan Mutt without fail, because that is where your complete kalyan stays, and the guru will shower all his blessings on you if you learn from him. So I end up here, and I'll come up soon with a different topic, different subject, and a discussion on a new subject. So I take your leave. I thank you very much. Shiva Shankar Pralayankar.